When is the last time you can remember going on the long road trip and actually spending the majority of your time looking out the car window to simply appreciate the beauty that surrounded you? It's probably been a while, hasn't it? Instead, you probably impatiently distracted yourself until you arrived at the pinpoint on your Google Maps, huh? When you were a kid, the only two questions you repeatedly asked on a road trip were, "Can we stop? I gotta pee." And "How much longer until we get there?" Well, these questions seldom do change in our lives as we continue to ask the length between now and our destination. I hope you still don't have to ask to pee, because you're grown now. As cliche as it sounds, each of our lives is a series of journeys that spawns from the most important journey of all, the journey of self-discovery, growth, and connection. This also happens to be the most ignored part of the journey. When we put our focuses on where we want to be or where others already are, we become depressed about the lack of progress we've made in our own lives. We seldom do realize that at this very moment, we are experiencing a potentially life-altering moment. Keyword being potentially. It will always seem as if the next location will be better than where we are at this moment. But once we actually arrive at the destination, we are often met by a cold reality. This reality being the fact that the arrival point is, no more significant than the path that led there. This sort of farsightedness is due to the fact that we are fixated on getting there as opposed to putting our focus on the most important aspect of our travel. It does not surprise me, however, that a culture as we live in today is so focused on the destination. I mean, just take a look at the values that we've created for ourselves as a society. Media outlets often showcase the success stories of this world, including celebrities, CEOs, and athletes who they market as overnight successes. Yet seldom do they show the journeys that these people embarked on to get where they are today. I'll wrap this one up on a more personal note. I'll call this the Mayer story. I remember the first time I saw the pretty boy nerd John Mayer manipulating the strings of his guitar as if we were a fifth-degree wizard or some shit like that. I saw thousands of women in the crowd screaming his name, and at that moment, I felt a calling. I figured that if he could make it look that easy, then it definitely was. So I took the leap of faith. After a few months of talking myself out of it, I finally ended up purchasing a cheap acoustic guitar from a local music store. And from that moment, I started mentally preparing myself for indie rock stardom. What resulted from my first attempt sounded more like a terrible impression of a bad guitarist than the Pied Piper of all teen girls. Relax, I was 12 at the time. At that very moment, I gave up all aspirations of Mayerism. I decided that the guitar just wasn't made for me. John, it was made for him, but me, no. Dream dead, journey over. After removing the lenses of my youthful ignorance, what I now came to see was that I lacked the understanding of John Mayer's creative hiatus. If I had exposed the truth to myself that John spent grueling amounts of hours perfecting his craft, then I would have had, at least enough insight to know that this wasn't going to come overnight. And maybe then I would have just, enjoyed the journey.